Every home has a story. It's kind of like a secret diary of everything that happens, day in and day out, the busy moments and the quiet ones. But this diary, it isn't written with pen and paper. Nope, it's written in data. So let's just think about that for a second. If your home could actually talk to you, what do you think it would say? Would it complain about that one drafty window in the living room? Or maybe it whisper about all the power being wasted by devices you just left on standby? Well, here's the thing. Our homes are talking. They're talking all the time. And this right here is their language. A smart home dashboard is basically the translator, turning all that silent information into something we can actually see, something we can finally understand. All right, so let's jump into the first conversation your home is probably dying to have with you, the one about your money. We're going to use all this data to hunt down what I like to call energy vampires. And what's so powerful about this is how you can instantly change your point of view. I mean, you can see the big picture, right? The entire home's energy use for the whole month. But then, boom, you can zoom right in and get super specific, focusing on just one single device like, say, this desktop computer. And just like that, something abstract like kilowatt hours becomes really, really simple, €2.65. That's exactly what it costs to run this one computer for a month. It's not some mystery number buried deep inside your power bill anymore. And that's the whole point, isn't it? The guesswork is gone. You know exactly where every single watt of energy is going. And you can see precisely what it's costing you, in real time, right down to the last cent. This kind of detailed tracking starts to uncover costs in places you'd never even think to look. I mean, take this freezer. You probably just think of it as this constant low hum in the background, right? But the data shows it's cycling on and off, and those cycles really add up. In this case, to €1.74 for the month. It's these kinds of hidden costs that smart data suddenly brings into the light. Okay, so it's not all about the money, though that's a huge part of it. Your home's story is also about your health, your well-being. So let's shift gears and talk about something we almost never see, but we're constantly interacting with it: the air inside our homes. This is where the data really starts to make the invisible, well, visible. This dashboard is keeping an eye on key things like CO2 levels and even those teeny tiny particles in the air, the ones we call PM 2.5. So what's CO2 anyway? Well, simply put, it's the gas we all exhale. And when the levels get too high inside a sealed room, that's a huge red flag for bad ventilation. You know that stuffy feeling, that afternoon brain fog, or even headaches? That's often why. Looking here, we see a reading of 395 parts per million, which is actually really good. It means the air is nice and fresh. And PM 2.5? Just think of it like microscopic dust. These are particles floating around that are so incredibly tiny they can get deep into your lungs. They can come from pretty much anywhere: cooking, burning a candle, even just pollution from outside. So a low number, like the one we're seeing here, means the air you're breathing is clean. And this is where the data becomes so powerful, right? It's not just a number on a screen, it's a call to action. When you see those CO2 levels start to creep up, it's literally your house telling you, hey, it's probably a good time to open a window for a bit. It's about turning that information into a simple, healthy habit. Now, this kind of super detailed monitoring doesn't just stop with the big stuff like air quality or your freezer. It actually goes way deeper, right down to the personal gadgets we're all using every single day. I mean, just look at how detailed this can get. We're not talking about refrigerators anymore. We're looking at the exact battery level and charging status of every single phone, tablet, and laptop in the entire house, all in one place. So who cares, right? Well, think about it. You can instantly check the battery health of your expensive gadgets. You can see if something isn't charging the way it should be. And you can totally avoid that awful, oh no, my phone is dead moment right when you need to run out the door. It's really about convenience and, honestly, just taking better care of your tech. So when you step back and look at all this, what's the big idea that ties it all together? It's pretty simple, actually. It's about making data work for you. Let's just quickly break down how this whole process works. It really comes down to 3 basic steps. First, all the sensors in your home are quietly collecting data in the background. You don't even notice. Second, these visual dashboards take all those raw numbers and analyze them, turning them into a clear insight. And third, and this is the most important part, you act on it. You're the one who decides to turn off a device, open the window, or unplug your phone. Really, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this: data gives you insight.
And that insight is what lets you take meaningful action. That's the whole idea. That's what makes a smart home actually smart.
And that really brings us to the final thought. Your home has a story to tell. It's speaking to you right now through its energy use, its air quality, all these hidden patterns. The only question left is, are you listening?